Okay guys, so today I'm going to show you how to build a website for a campsite. Now in this tutorial I'm going to cover all the steps one by one, so that means that everyone can follow along. And don't worry if you don't have any prior experience, as this tutorial is intended for beginners. Now if you follow all the steps in this tutorial, you will end up with a beautiful website like this one, with a beautiful hero section where you can showcase the main features of your campsite and illustrate them with some powerful images. Then we'll have our booking form where you can narrow down the searches based on the type of pitch. For instance, it could be available for RVs, tents or caravans, and your visitors can also select the type of amenities they need. You'll be able to emphasize the main features that make you stand out, like free Wi-Fi, showers, bike rentals or playground. Your visitors will also be able to book a specific type of pitch for RVs, caravans or tents. You'll be able to display all the different activities taking place within your campsite or nearby, like for instance horse riding, hiking trails or kayaking. And look at this one here. You'll also have a map of your campsite so that your visitors will be able to visualize the complete layout of your site. Now this project comes with a complete management system for your bookings, with a super practical calendar, so you have a complete overview of your bookings. And you can even synchronize everything directly with any third-party website like booking.com, TripAdvisor or Airbnb. Now you can test all of these features immediately by clicking on the very first link in the description below to launch our one-click demo. And this way you'll be able to follow along as I show you how this works. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so our very first step is to take care of our hosting and domain name registration. And for this, click on the link in the description below where it says Get Hosting Now. So click on that link and this will bring you to this page here on the Hostinger website. Now, I'm hosting all of my websites with Hostinger, and the reason is because they offer the right combination of ingredients. First, they are very affordable, and whatever way you look at it, price is an important factor. But also, and this is crucially important of course when choosing a hosting provider, they are extremely reliable. And finally, if something was to happen, their support team is very responsive and knowledgeable. And to get your hosting is very simple. All you have to do is to click on the Start Now button right here. And as you can see now, we can select our hosting. So it starts at $2.59 per month. So that's, as I said, very, very affordable indeed. So let's click on Select. And from here, we have to select our billing cycle. So as you can see clearly from here, the longer the billing cycle, the more you are going to save. So if you selected 12 months, you can save up to 74%. 61% over 24 months, and here if you select 48 months, again 74%. So look at this. Normally it would cost you $493, so this is the regular price, but thanks to this plan here you save 74%. It only costs you $124. So you go from $493, so that's almost $500, let's say. Okay, you go from 500 to 125. So this is insane, guys. So let's say if you wanted to go with this one, which to me is the best plan of all, but you can select 12 months or even 24 months. It's really up to you. So you decide whichever option is best for you. And then you're going to select your payment method here. So credit card, PayPal, CoinGate. So these are all these virtual currencies, Bitcoins, Ethereums and all them. You have Google Pay and Alipay as well. They just added this lately, so very handy indeed. Now I'm going to give you a special coupon code again, so you can even add more savings to this total price here. And for this, all you have to do is to click on this link here, have a coupon code. So at the moment we're at $152, including taxes. So let's click on this and you're going to add here all in capital letters, Mr. Web Reviews, and then click on the plus sign. So there you go. We were at 152, we're done at 141. So it's going to add a little bit extra savings to your cart here, to the total, okay? And then after this, all you have to do is just to proceed to checkout. Very good. And now that you've purchased your hosting, you can log in into your account. So you go back to the Hostinger web page here click on login, and you're going to enter your email address and password. And this is going to bring you to the hosting admin panel. So from here, the first step is to claim our free domain. So as you can see here, we get a free domain name with our plan. So all we have to do basically is to click on this. So let's click on claim domain. And right here, you're going to type in the domain name that you'd like to register. So for instance, your domain name, and then you can select the extension. So .com obviously is the most popular one, but you can select among a few different options. So we have .click, .net, .info, .host. What do we have again? .me, .store, .xyz, .tech, .online. So let's go with .com anyways, you know. And then after that, all you have to do is to check availability. And if it's available, it'll be registered just like that in one click. Now, if the domain name is already registered, you'll get a notification that's going to tell you this domain name is already registered, and you might have to change the domain name for something else and try the different variation. And once you have your domain name registered, it will appear like this here at the bottom. So you could have, for instance, mrwebreviewstutorials.com, and then you'll be able to set up your hosting. So this is the next step. We need to set up our hosting. And for this, we're going to click on this button here. So let's click on setup. And from here, all we have to do is to click on start now. It's a simple 5-step process. Here, feel free to select any of those options. I'm just going to skip for now. Same here, you can select the platform that you want to use. So we're going to take care of this later on in this tutorial. So I'm going to skip this again. From here, you can claim your free domain. So we've done that already. Now you need to select your domain name. So the domain name you just registered should appear here. If it doesn't, click on the drop-down menu and then select it manually. And then click select. And finally here, you need to select your nearest server. So the nearest data center from your location or your target audience location. So as you can see here, you can select among those few options here. So I'm personally based in Ireland, so in Europe. So I'm going to select this one here, click change. And then all you have to do after this is click finish setup, and we're all done already. And now let's install WordPress on our server. And for this, we're going to the hosting section right here, and we're going to click on manage. And this is going to bring us to the admin panel here. And as you can see, we have all the different features and options here to customize and configure our server. So I have WordPress, order, accounts, emails, domain, website, files, database, advanced, and others. So it might seem a little bit overwhelming, all these options here, but don't worry, we are only going to use one of them, which is this one here, website. So what we're going to do is just click on auto installer. Click on this, and from here we're going to scroll down the page, and we're going to select this one here, WooCommerce plus WordPress. So basically we're going to install WordPress and also WooCommerce, which is an e-commerce platform, which will be useful for us for this project. So let's click on select, and from here the first thing you want to do is to make sure that you select HTTPS. So this is to enable the SSL certificate, which will indicate to your visitors that your website is safe to visit. Okay, and then make sure that you select the right domain name. So normally the one you just registered should show up here, but if you have multiple websites like I have here, make sure you select the right one. So I'm going to select mrwebreviewstutorials.com for now, and you leave this field empty. Don't put anything in here. And then you have to type in a username. So by default, it's hello. So type something else here. So for instance, your name and then maybe a number or something hard to guess, obviously, you know. And then you can type in an admin password. So you can either type it manually or have one created for you. So as you can see here, it will auto-generate a password, and then you can copy and paste it somewhere safe. After this, make sure that you have the correct email address right here. And then you need to type a website title. So let's say, for instance, a drop shipping site, because this is what we're going to build today. And everything else you can leave by default, and just tick this one here that says always update to the latest available version. And then after this, all you have to do is to click install, and it will start the process. So it's going to take a few seconds or maybe up to a minute, depending on how fast your internet connection is. So just be patient, it's doing its thing. And once WordPress is installed, you will be redirected to this page. So this is a quick overview of your website. So the only thing left basically is to make sure that your SSL certificate is enabled. As you can see, it's enabled by default. But if it is not, you will have a yellow button similar to this one right here that says setup just click on that to enable it. Okay, and now we can access our WordPress dashboard. So all we have to do is click on Edit Website. Let's click on this together. And welcome to our WordPress dashboard. So by default with Hostinger, they install a few plugins which we are going to get rid of. So this is the first thing that we're going to do. We're going to go into Plugins, Installed Plugins. And right here, we're going to bulk select them all, just like this. And then deactivate, apply. And now we're going to delete all of those that we don't need. So we don't need Askimet, all-in-one SEO, all-in-one WordPress migration, Google Analytics, Hello Dolly, Opt-in Master. All of them, we can get rid of them. So we just click delete here and then apply, click OK. And there you go. Now we can refresh our page and it's a much neater dashboard already. And then now we are going to go into settings in general. And right here, type in your site title. So for us, it's going to be Campterra. And I'm going to put here Mr. Web Reviews, for instance. Okay. And then scroll down the page and click save. And then one more step, we go into permalinks. And here you can make sure that you select post name, this one here, and then click save. So basically this one will help with SEO, with your ranking as well, and for the visibility for your visitors to know exactly where they are. So if you had a page, for instance, that's called About Us, you will see yourdomainname.com/about-us. Okay, so this is how it works. It's much neater, easier to follow. Very good. So let's have a quick look at our website. So if we refresh here, as you can see, this is what it looks like at the moment. So this is the default theme that comes with version 5.9 of WordPress, which is the 2022 theme. And we are going to replace this theme with our own. So I'm going to show you now what it looks like. So basically it is called Campterra from MotoPress. And personally, I love MotoPress because they have such a large variety of themes and plugins, very helpful and well thought out. So they are absolutely fantastic, to be honest. I really do love them, you know. So here, as you can see, the cost is $79 for one single site. Now, if you wanted unlimited sites, so more than 2, it's $139. And then you can create as many websites as you want. So maybe you have multiple sites nationwide, and you have different websites for each one of them, then this is probably a better option for you. Now let's go back on top and let me introduce you with the membership system they have as well. So I personally have the membership, this one at $249. It's per year, so you can renew and you have access to all the themes, all the plugins, unlimited sites and priority support. So if you ask any questions, you get the answer within an hour or two, very fast and very quick as well, you know. So this might be an option you might consider depending on your circumstances. You know, if you run a web design agency, definitely go for this one, you know, that's probably the best option. So for our project here, just go ahead with this. So purchase this theme, as I said, $79 or $139, choose whichever option or even the membership. Go ahead with this. And now I'll meet you back in the WordPress dashboard. Okay, so from here, we go into Appearance, Themes, and Add New. And now we're going to upload the theme we just purchased from the motopress.com website. So upload theme, choose file, and you're going to redirect this to your file that you just downloaded. So you just purchased this, saved it on your hard drive, and find the archive file, and then click Install Now. Very good. And now we're going to click Activate. Okay, so now as you can see, our theme is activated. It appears right here. And now we get a warning message. So it says here that this theme requires the following plugins. So a few different plugins here need to be installed for it to run properly. So this is what we're going to do now. So you click on Begin Installing Plugins. And now we're going to, again, bulk select them all at once, just like this, and click Install, Apply. And now we need to activate them. So you're going to click on this link here, Return to Required Plugins Installer. And now bulk select them all, and then activate and click Apply. There you go. As you can see, they're all activated. Now, just to be sure, to be on the safe side, go into the plugin section. And as you can see, some of them need to be updated already. So you can run an update very quickly. Click on this one, click on that one, and again, this one as well, as many as required. So as you can see, they're all updated now. And now we need to enable the auto updates. So we go back here on top, bulk select them all, And here we're going to select Enable Auto Updates and then click Apply. And that's it already for the theme and plugins. And now by the side, you can see we have a few extra tabs. We have Team, Testimonials, Activities, Contact, Accommodation, Bookings, and also Stratum here. So these are all the different sections that we are going to use to customize our website. Okay, now if we go back to our website, let's have a quick refresh. And as you can see, the theme has been installed. There is no content, so we need to import the demo content now. So clearly by importing the demo content, we're going to save a lot of time. So let's go back to our WordPress dashboard, and under Appearance, right here, you can see we have Import Demo Data. So click on this one. Very good. So this is clearly our website, exactly as it is, the full demo. And for this, all we have to do is to click on Import Demo Data. Now be aware that it can take up to 10 to 15 minutes, as it says here, to import the whole demo. So be aware of this. Don't worry, it's doing its thing. So let's click Import Demo Data and then Continue and Import. And there you go. So it's in progress. As you can see, it's doing its thing, So I'm just going to pause the video now and I'll meet you guys when it's fully imported. Okay, very good. So as you can see, the import is now complete. So it was much faster than 10-15 minutes, to be honest. It just took a few minutes, couple of minutes altogether. So let's have a look at our website. Let's go back here. Now we can refresh. Very good. And as you can see, just like that, in just a few clicks, we have a working website, fully complete with demo and booking system in place. And now we can tweak things around and make it our own, basically. Okay. So this is how easy you can import the demo content and have an up and running website. Okay, so let's go back to our WordPress dashboard. Here it says hotel booking plugin. It requires 2 pages, so the booking confirmation and the search result. So you might have to create this, or maybe not. Maybe they already created. So how do you know if they already created? We go back here, open this in a new tab, the dashboard. You go into your pages, and if you find those 2 pages here, booking confirmation and this one here, search results, then you don't need it. In which case you can dismiss this altogether, okay? So if they're not there, install those pages. If they are there, click skip. Okay, now let's go straight into the most exciting part of this project, which is to set up our business and basically everything related to our camping site. So we have the booking system. So this is step number 1. And then we're going to set up as well all the different sites that we have available. So for instance, you could have spaces for RVs, for caravans, or for pitching tents. And then we have a very exciting feature as well, which is the park map, as you can see here. So you can have a nice illustration, a map of your actual campground. So it could be coming from the main road. This leads to your campground and all the different lots available as well for rental purposes. So this is basically it, and I'm going to show you how to set up all of these right now. Okay, let's go ahead with this. So we go back to our WordPress dashboard. Okay, very good. So let's take care of our main section here, which is the accommodation. So let's click on this. And as you can see, we have a few different subsections here. So we have accommodation types, we have categories, tags, amenities, attributes, seasons, etc., etc. So let's go through all of these one by one and let me show you what these are. Okay, so before we go ahead with this project and the full customization, let me show you something again very quickly. So basically, when you buy this theme here for $79, you also get included in that theme the hotel booking plugin. So this one is $89 on its own, and this is already included in this theme. So why do I mention this? Well, very simply is because all the tools we have here are actually from that same plugin, which is the hotel booking plugin. Now that plugin is a multi-purpose plugin that you can use for different types of projects. So in our instance here, we're going to use this for a camping site, okay? So some of the features here might not be of use to us, but anyways, I'm going to show you all the options here, and you can always tweak things around based on your own personal requirements. So our first option here is the accommodation types. So basically on your campsite, you might have different types of pitches. You might have pitches for RVs, maybe for caravans, maybe for tents. And obviously these come with different set of amenities related to these. So you might have, for instance, for RVs and caravan, you might have access to an electrical outlet to power these. And maybe for your tent, you might have fire ring or maybe free Wi-Fi or things like this, okay? So these are basically the different types of pitches available on your campsite. And this would be our very first step, the very first thing that we need to take care of. So let's go back to our map here. So let's say if this is your camping site, it looks something like this. So maybe you have like this one here. Loop A would be maybe just for tents. As you can see, this for tents. This one is for caravans, and this one would be for RVs. So you have a certain amount of pitches available for each type of vehicles or maybe tents, okay? So basically, if we go back here, this is where they're located, and then we can set up how many of them are available as well. As you can see here, we've set up 15, 10, and 5, but you can set up as many as you want, obviously, you know. Now, you might have noticed as well, we have two different columns here. One is unit type and the other one is amenities, okay? So unit type, what is this? So it says camping tent and unit type camping tent as well. The title says caravan pitch, the unit type says caravan pitch, and so on. So you might think, but that's the same thing, isn't it? It is the same thing, but one is the title and one is a search term. So basically this is going to help your visitors to filter down what they're looking for. So let me go back to our website again. And if you go back on top here, as you can see, part of our search box and booking system, we have the unit type. So clearly, if you are touring, let's say, a certain country with your RV, you might not be looking for tent or a caravan, obviously. You're looking for to camp your RV and to park somewhere, okay? So you would be looking only for camping RVs. So if we select a date here and click search, as you can see, we'll only return RVs and that's all basically. You're not going to have options to select tents or caravans. And this is basically what this term is for. The unit type is to narrow down the searches for your visitors in the front end. Okay, now let me show you how you can set this up. So basically unit type and amenities. So where are these? So these are basically located under the attributes section. Let me open this in a new tab. So let me show you. So as you can see here, we have amenities and unit types. So if we go back here, okay, now we have another section here called amenities. So let me open this in a new tab as well. So bear with me for a second. It's just to show you and explain this very quickly, you know, so you'll understand the principle. So basically, if we go into under amenities here, there is nothing there at all. So why did we create an attribute called amenities rather than using the section here that's called amenities itself? Okay, so let me explain that to you very quickly. So if we go back here to our accommodation types, we have the amenities and the unit type. Again, like I said, these are search terms. And these search terms can be used in the front end to run a search. So basically here we have the booking system, and as you can see, we can use the unit type and then run a search. But you can also include, if you wanted to, all the amenities as part of the search result as well. So you could be looking, for instance, for an RV and then also RV with, let's say, air conditioning or free Wi-Fi or a fire ring or maybe toilets and shower nearby or something like this. So these are terms that we can include in the searches here, as you can see right there. So for instance, you could have your booking system with how many adults and children are required for this booking, or you could even add location and unit types as well. So all together, this is fully customizable. So you can use these features throughout the whole website to improve your visitors' experience and help them find exactly what they're looking for. Okay, so this is the main purpose of creating attributes rather than using those subcategories here called amenities. Okay, so now we can close this. And this is basically our very first step in this project, is to create attributes, because we need to create attributes before we can create an accommodation type. Okay, so this is the very first thing you'll have to come up with and decide onto. Okay, so let's go into attributes. And at the moment, as you can see, we have amenities and unit types, but you can create as many as you want. So basically, again, these are search terms that will help your visitors narrow down their searches and find exactly what they're looking for. So if you wanted to create a new one, all you have to do is click add new. But at the moment, we're just going to edit one of them just to show you how it works. Okay, so here we have amenities. So let's open this one. So basically from here, you have to enter the title. So in our case, here's amenities, and then you add all the different terms. So basically here, all the terms, you can configure them by clicking on this button here. So let me open this in a new tab very quickly. And as you can see, these are all our terms. So we have air conditioning, as you can see, kitchen, laundry, picnic table, toilet and shower. So let's say if you wanted to add one, all you have to do is to type in the name here. So let's add maybe baby changing room or something like this, and just click on add new amenities. And there you go. Just like that, it's been added to the list. So we can close this now. So back to our attributes itself here, which is amenities. As you can see, these are our terms. So we set that up now. Very good. And as you can see here, as part of our parameters, you have visible in detail. So if you tick this box here, basically it will display the attribute in detail section of an accommodation type. So let me show you in the front end what it means. So basically, as you can see, we have camping tent, we have fire ring, free Wi-Fi, picnic table and water. And here for the caravan, we have air conditioning and so on and so on. So basically, those are our attributes. And if you tick this box, basically, it will display in the front end as well. So this is what it is, basically, okay? And then you can decide how you want to show them, in which order you want to sort them, okay? So you have custom, by name numeric, or term ID. So this is really up to you, which order you want to display them. And then once you're done, click update. Okay, very good. And then you can do the same with the other attributes. You know, you have the unit type here. So we have a camping RV, camping tent, and caravan pitch. So whichever type of pitches you have, you might want to rename them differently and create different terms as well. And you can always add more terms if you wanted to by just clicking add new. Okay, so now that we're done with the attributes, we can then create our accommodation types. So let's go back to accommodation types. And from here, basically, we have to create each accommodation types that matches each type of unit. So we have camping tent, caravan pitch, camping RV. Okay, so let's click on one of them and let me show you how this works. So if you were to click add accommodation type, it would create a new one. But I'm just going to edit an existing one. It's the same principle anyway. So let me show you now. So let's click on camping RV. And as you can see, this page is divided in two main sections. So we have the middle section here, right there. And then by the side, we have additional features that will help us to customize our accommodation type. So the first thing we need to do is to type in our title. So directly underneath, we have the description. So basically, this is like a word processing. All you have to do is to start typing away, you know. You can include text, carriage return, you can add bold letters, you can have bullet points as well, etc., etc. All you have to do basically is use these features here on top. It is basically like a word processing, okay? And then we scroll down, and then we have the excerpt. So the excerpt is a shortened version of your description. This will also help not only on the website, but also for SEO purposes. So if someone sees or is looking for something on Google and your page comes up with this address here, this is the information it will fetch. So this is basically the excerpt. So make sure that the excerpt is punchy and very appealing to your visitors. Okay, so let's scroll down our page. And then here we have the generate accommodation. So basically for each camping site that you have, you might have a certain amount of pitches available for RVs only, okay? So maybe you have 5, maybe 10, maybe 15 or 20, depending on how big your campsite is. And this is basically where you will enter how many pitches, how many slots are available for this type of vehicle, okay? So for this, we have to generate an accommodation. So when you start, there'll be nothing here at all altogether. It'll show 0. And all you have to do is just basically open this in a new tab. And as you can see, you have the number of accommodations. So you're going to say, for instance, we have 17 of them available, and these are available for RVs only. And then you can give them a title. So RV pitch, okay? And then you can click generate. There you go. Now you have 17 accommodations generated, okay? Now we can view them. There you go. As you can see, all these have been created now. So we have RV pitch 1, we should have RV pitch 2, where's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on, right up until 17. That's it, 17 all together. Okay, so now we've created our pitches. So this is how your website will know how many pitches are available for booking, and then we can match that with how many visitors are coming in. Okay, so this is how it works. Now let's go back to our accommodation here. And now after a quick refresh, you can see now we have 22 of them available. So we created 17 and we already had 5 initially. So 17 plus 5 is 22. Now we have 22 pitches available for RVs. Okay, so that's super easy to use indeed. So let's carry on now. Let's scroll down the page. And as you can see here, you can set up the capacity. So basically you can define how many adults, children, or general capacity this pitch can take. So you might not want to limit this to anything at all. It's really up to you. You can just enter the size, or you can limit this all together to a certain amount of people. So as you can see, if you limit this space to 6 adults, only 6 adults can book. Now, if you have 5 adults and 1 kid, they won't be able to book that space because you set this to 6 adults. Or you can leave this blank and this one blank and just put the capacity here. And if you put the capacity to 6, then it could be any amount of adults and children combined. So it could be 4 adults, 2 children, 3 adults, 3 children, and so on, up to a total of 6. Okay? So next we have the other section here. So you can add maybe different types of views. So maybe this one has a city view, maybe a mountain view, or seaside view, and so on. And then you could add maybe something like a bed type or something. I don't think this is suitable for this type of application. Maybe you might want to leave this blank because normally they come in with their own vehicle and the bed is fitted in it, obviously, you know. Okay, so next we have the available services. So basically here, it could be anything, you know, it could be providing a meal every day, it could be camping equipment rental, it could be a power outlet, electricity rental, or something like this, maybe Wi-Fi. Maybe you want to charge for some of those services and you can add them very easily here. And then you can tick or untick any of those options based on your own requirements. Okay, very good. And by the side, we have our image section. So as you can see, we have featured image and we have photo gallery. So what is the difference between those two? Well, at the moment, we're only using one picture, as you can see. So the main image that you're going to see on your website, which is this one here, this is the featured image. So the very first one they will see when they load up the page, the main image, this is our featured image. So you will upload this here. So you're going to choose, obviously, the best picture that depicts the RV or whichever means of transportation they're using. And then you have the photo gallery. So here basically the photo gallery is if you want to add additional pictures. So basically this is your main pictures. These are all the additional pictures afterwards. So let's go back up here. So here we have our attributes. So remember, we created the attributes before created our accommodation types. And this is where you can select in which type of attributes, in which categories these fall into. So again, these are the search terms that will allow your visitors to find exactly what they're looking for, the proper type of accommodation. So here you're going to select camping, RV, tent or pitch, and then the same here, you're going to select whatever amenities is available with that. So, and then you can scroll back up the page all together and then click update, and that's us all done already. And then if you go back to accommodation types, you can do the same with the others. So there you go, guys. As you can see, we've completed step number 1. So we created the attributes. Thanks to the attributes, we can create our accommodation types, and then we were able to generate our accommodations. So this is step number 1 completed. Now let's go to the next step. Okay, so next we can set up the different seasons. So let's go ahead with this. So we click on seasons. And as you can see here, we only have one. So it says season. But let's create, for instance, a peak season and an off-peak season. So first, let's edit the existing one. So let's click on this. And let's name this one peak season. And now we need to select a start and end date. So usually peak season might be starting, let's say, from the 1st of May right up to maybe, let's say, the end of August or maybe the end of September. Okay, just like this. And then you can select the days. So normally it should be every day of the week. but maybe you're not open during the weekend or something like this, then you might untick a few options. So if you hold the Control key on your keyboard, you can multi-select different days, or you can select them all at once, all together. So now the Control key or Command key if you're using Mac, and then click Update. Now let's create a new one. So I'm going to click Add New, and now let's create an off-peak season. Just like this. So this time, this one will start from, we said, so the end of September. So we're going to start on the 1st of October then, right up to, well, we're going to go around then, obviously, and we're going to go back to maybe the end of April. That's it. And let's click Publish. There you go. So we have the peak season and the off-peak season for this coming year, obviously, you know. So this is our season setup now, and now we can set up different rates as well. So let's go into this now. So let's go into rates. So clearly here, based on the season, you might charge a little bit more if it's peak season than off-peak season. So this is where you can set up those rates. So as you can see at the moment, we have tent, caravan and RVs, and these are during the peak season. So as you can see, this is top price, obviously, you know, this is the most expensive season, the peak season. Now, if you wanted to set up a new rate now for the off-peak season, let me show you how you can do this. So we click Add New. So the first step here is to type the title. So let's go for tent off-peak season, okay? And now we're going to select the tent. So we have RV, pitch and tent. So let's select tent. And now we're going to click on Create Rate. Very good. And now we can create our rates. You can add the new season price. Okay, so let's click on this here. And as you can see, this is off-peak season. And then we can add the price per night. So normally in peak season, I noticed it was $30. So let's put this one at 20. Okay, update. And now let's go back to our rates. And as you can see for the tent, we have a peak season price of $30. And we have an off-peak season price of $20. And then you can do the same with the other two. So let me do that very quickly. So just like that, basically, okay? So I created those three now. And as you can see, this is our off-peak rates, and this is the peak season rate. So normally 90 down to 75, normally 60 down to 45, normally 30 down to 20. And this is how you can create different seasons and different rates per season. And then next, let's make sure that you get paid now. Obviously, you're running a business. To charge your customers this amount, you need to put in place a payment gateway. So for this, we go into settings. So this is where you're going to find all the different settings. So we're not going to go through all of them, obviously. So these are the general settings. From here, you can set up a few things, including your preferences like square meters, your currency, how you want to display the dates, etc., etc. So these are pretty self-explanatory, okay? So I'll let you walk through all of these on your own, but I'm just going to show you how to set up your payment gateway, just to make sure that you get paid, okay? So right here, as you can see, you can select all your different payment methods. So here are your general settings. So first, you need to set up how do you want your users to pay you. Do you want them to pay you the full amount or just a deposit? If it's a deposit, how much is it? Is it a fixed amount or a percentage? And what is the deposit amount? So if you can see here, if you select a deposit, you select in percent. So maybe you want 30% deposit, or maybe half of it, okay? 50%. And then you have the deposit time frame as well. So this is a very nice feature to actually incentivize your visitors to book early enough. So basically you can set up here 7 days. So basically if they don't book within 7 days prior to the check-in date, they won't be able to pay a deposit. They'll have to pay the full amount basically. So this is very nice. It's a nice marketing technique to increase your booking rates. And then once you're done, obviously don't forget to click Save Changes. There you go. And right here on top, as you can see, we have our different payment methods. So we have test payment. So this is just to test your platform without having to enter actual credit card details and payment details, basically, you know. So you can go through the whole checkout process and test if your booking system is working properly. And then we have pay on arrival. So this is basically when they arrive on site, they're going to pay you there. And you can pay by direct bank transfer as well. And then with all the online payment gateways like PayPal, to checkout, Stripe, Bentry, and Binstream Bambora. So these are the most popular ones. So I'm just going to show you how to set up one of them here. And then you can do the same with the others. Is about the same principle anyways. So we're going to click on PayPal here. And to enable PayPal, all you have to do basically is to enter your PayPal business email address. So just type it here, paypal@yourwebsite.com, for instance, and click Enable PayPal. Click Save Changes, and that's it. All done already. Now you can take payment via PayPal. It's just as easy as that. And then also with PayPal, you can enable the sandbox. Again, this is about the same principle as the test payment, except that you're going to test all the payment features through PayPal itself. Okay guys, so that's basically it in relation to the accommodation. Now let's go to our next step, which is activities. So basically, if you're running a campsite, you might also have a few activities available to your visitors. For instance, you might have horse riding, maybe recreational fishing, mountain bikes and all that. All of these are available to your visitors, you know. So you might want to list them here basically. So let me show you very quickly from our front end. So if you go back to our homepage and click on activities here, this is where they are all listed. So clearly, if someone is staying at your campsite, they'll be looking to spend some time and maybe have a bit of entertainment for themselves and maybe the family. So they might be looking to do maybe a bit of soccer, maybe horse riding and so on. And this is basically where these are all listed on. So this is very important, obviously, because if someone is spending their time on holiday at your campsite, they'd like to do obviously some recreational activities like these. So this is very, very helpful obviously to your visitors as well. So this is where you can record them and create all these different activities. So basically, to create your activities, all you have to do is to click on Add New. And just for now, I'm just going to show you by just editing one is the same principle. So let's edit maybe kayaking here and canoeing. So basically the first thing you do is to type in the title. And then you type in all your description here underneath. So again, this is just like a word processing system. All you have to do is just type in. You can add bold, italic, bullet points, and so on and so on. And you can even insert a video. As you can see, we have a Vimeo video here in the middle. So let me show you from the front end. So this is the one here. So let's click on this. And you scroll down. As you can see, this is our text and we have our video. So we can play it immediately from here. There you go. So very handy, isn't it? So now, as you can see, we have a beautiful image here on top and so on. So let's configure this together. So first, let me show you how can you insert this video. How does this work? Okay, so it's very simple actually. So let me just remove this one and let's add a new one right here in the middle, in between those two paragraphs, okay? So all you have to do to insert a video here is to click Add Media. And as you can see, we have a few different options. And what you're going to select here is to insert from URL. And right here, you're going to put the URL that you want to link it to. So it could be a YouTube video. As you can see, this is one of my videos. It could be a Vimeo video as well. And then all you do is click Insert into Post. And just like that, you have your video inserted within your post. And now let's go back to our front end here. As you can see, with that beautiful picture here that's taking the full width. And where is this one? It's basically here. As you can see, with featured image. And you can remove this one and replace it with another one. I'm just going to show you how this works. So you can simply basically upload a new file. Now, when you do so, please make sure that you select an image that's wide enough. So let's click on Select File. And let's select an image. So I found one here online. There you go. And as you can see, you have to make sure that this image is wide enough. You know, like I said, at least 1000 pixels in width. And just set as featured image. And let's click Update. Now let's go back to our page here. As you can see, this is the image we used to have. Now if we refresh, this is our new image. So again, make sure that image is broad enough and high resolution enough to take the full width. Okay. And then you can do the same with the other categories and you can add as many as you wish as well. But perhaps you can use this as well to advertise different types of activities in your area, not just as part of your camping site. These could be services that you provide, but this could also be local businesses who are doing this type of activities, providing this type of activities, in which case you might also want to break this down in different categories. So for instance, if there are more than one horse riding stables in your area, maybe there's 3 or 4 of them, you might create a category that says horse riding, and then underneath this category you could create different activities. So maybe stable number 1, number 2, 3 and 4, and so on and so on. Okay, so you can also have the option to create different categories and add those activities under those categories. And if this is the case, you can just edit your activities here, and then you can add the category right there. So as you can see here, activity categories, then you'll be able to select, for instance, horse riding, and so on and so on. Okay, so next, let's take care of our bookings section. So this is where all your bookings will be displayed. So you have the status, the check-in and check-out date, how many guests, customer information, price, accommodation, and date. So obviously we have no bookings processed at the moment, so there's nothing here, obviously. But once someone will place an order online, it will display here automatically. So as you can see by the side, we have a small menu section here with different features. So let's go ahead with a few of them. So as you can see here, we have the booking rules. So first, let's take care of this. So this is where you can basically set up how you run your business. So basically here you can set up all the booking rules. So this is how you run your business, literally how you run your business. You can set up all these rules from here. So as you can see, you have check-in days, check-out days. So the guests can check in any days and check out at any days, but you can add exceptions and create rules as well. And here underneath, you can see you have a minimum stay or maximum stay. So maybe you have a rule that it's at least minimum 1 day, or you have to stay at least 1 day, and maybe it's a maximum of 1 week. And then after that, you have to free up your space and free up your page for someone else. Okay, so how do you set up those rules? So let's go maybe and set up this maximum stay here. Okay, so we're gonna click add rule. And as you can see here, you can set up the maximum stay. So let's say your maximum stay is 7 nights in total, okay, the full week. And after that, you have to free up the space for someone else. And where does this apply? It applies to everyone, or maybe just to RVs, okay? And when does this apply? Anytime or only off-season or off-peak season? Maybe one of them, you know, any of these. You can set that up very simply by changing those settings here. And once you're done, click on done. There you go. And that's it. Now you have your rules set up, and you can do the same with all of these different options here. And as always, don't forget to click save changes once you've added your rules. So this is basically where you can customize all the different booking rules based on how you run your business. Okay. So next we have the taxes and fees. So basically here you can set up all the different fees and taxes. So it could be government levy, it could be VAT, it could be any sort of service tax or fees that you want to add to the booking, okay? So basically based on your location, you might add maybe VAT or something like this. So let's add VAT to this system, okay? So let's say you're based in America, and I believe in America is 10% VAT nationwide. So let's add 10% VAT to this system now. And for this, we're going to select accommodation taxes. So let's click on add new. And as you can see, we can give it a name. So let's call this maybe 10% US VAT. And now we need to select the type of tax. So this is basically a per accommodation percent, because we're going to add 10% of taxes on this amount. Okay. And as you can see here, you can have this include tick box. So what is this? As you can see here, you can show the accommodation rate with this charge included. So because you're dealing with end users, customers, it's probably preferable if you were to tick this one as well. And how do you apply this? Most likely to all your bookings. So you can keep this all ticked like this and click done. Again, don't forget to click save changes. Now let's go quickly to our front end. And as you can see, this is our price. And now it says plus taxes and fees, because we've created new taxes rules. Now if you click on book, and let's go ahead with this. So I'm going to fill this out very quickly. So let's select a date. There you go. Let's confirm this. And as you can see, if you scroll down to the bottom, this will cost us $300 plus taxes, $330. So this is basically the cost. The total cost is $330, including taxes. Okay, very good. Now let's go back here and then let's take care of the coupons. So basically you can create coupon codes, promo codes right here just to increase the chances of you generating more sales. So this is a very nice tool that you can use, especially on social media and all that, to attract more visitors and more customers. So let's say maybe you wanted to create a coupon code if you were to come within, let's say, the 1st of August until the end of August, and you would give them maybe 10% discount or something like this. Okay, so let's add a new coupon code. So the first thing first is to give it a name. So basically August 10 PC. So this is the actual coupon code that people will have to use, your visitors will have to use when they book online. Okay, so they'll have to type this code. And then you can put a description here if you want to. And what type of discount is it? So we're going to select percentage here because we're going to give 10% discount, but you can also give a fixed amount per day or per stay. So which amount is it? So we set 10%, okay? And then we can set an expiry date. So this obviously will apply to us because we said it's only during the month of August. So either expiry date or check-in after and check-in before. So in our instance here, we will select this option here. So from the 1st of August, let's select the 1st of August 2022 until the end of August 2022. There you go. So this is our time frame, okay? And then we're going to select for which type of accommodation. So maybe you just want to do this for RVs, maybe just for caravans, maybe just for tents. Again, you can select them here. And if you hold the Control or Command key, you can multi-select a few options then. Now, maybe you want to offer this for a minimum of 3 days. So if they stay for at least 3 days during August, you will provide them 10% discount, which will increase obviously your sales and your retentions as well, you know. And you can do this with maximum days, and you can limit how many coupons are available. And then all you have to do is to click on publish, and that's it. If someone goes online, and you can publish this maybe on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and promote this coupon code to increase your sales drastically. Now let's have a look at a very nice feature which was highlighted at the start of this video, which is the calendar. So let's click on this. And as you can see from here, you have a quick overview of everything that's happening on your campsite. So as you can see, you have all related to the RVs, all the caravans, all the tents, and the RV pitch. As you can see, these are the ones we added ourselves. And you have all the dates, so you can see immediately which pitch, which slot is available, which has been taken, booked, etc. And your different status as well. So obviously, as you launch your website, this will fill up very quickly, and you have a quick overview of how much business you're getting in. Now, clearly, most campsites would advertise their services on different websites such as booking.com, TripAdvisor, and Airbnb as well, or similar website. Now, there is a very, very nice feature here, which is the sync calendar. So let's click on this now. And basically from here, you can sync all external calendars. As you can see with this feature here. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a booking.com or TripAdvisor or Airbnb account to show you, but there is a very nice documentation provided with this, and with many different features that you can use, obviously, you know. So as you can see, you can configure automatic synchronization, and this will run every day at a specific time. And then you can set this up every quarter of an hour, every half an hour, every hour, every hour, twice daily or once daily. So depending on how busy you are, how busy your campsite is, you might set up this differently. And this will run a cron job, and it will import all your bookings from all these different sites automatically onto your calendar here. And they will all display here automatically for you, so you won't have double bookings taking place. Okay guys, so now let's take care of our front end. So I'm going to show you how to change everything here on the home page, including your header and footer section. So I'm going to show you how to change your logo, how to change all that heading section here, assign a page to the book now button, your menu section, our hero section, the booking here, and also all the content of our page, including our park map, obviously, because this is a very nice feature, and also the footer section here and your location. So let's go ahead with this. So now we go back to our WordPress dashboard, and this time we're going to go into pages, and we are going to locate our home page. So as you can see, it is here, and this is an Elementor page. So to edit this page, we need to edit this with Elementor. As you can see, if you hover on top, you have all these different options here. You have edit, quick edit, trash view, and edit with Elementor. This is the one you need to click on, edit with Elementor. And here we are. So basically Elementor is a page builder, a very easy one to use. Is drag and drop. So all you have to do basically is to grab one of those items and you can drop it anywhere on your page, and so on and so on. And you can very easily edit any element by just clicking on them. As you can see, if you hover on top, we have different sections here, and all the sections are made out of different columns. As you can see, we have 2 different columns here. So if I click on this, you can see this is a section. Now if I click on that, this is a column, and each column has different elements. So as you can see, if I click on this one here, this is a heading, and this one here is a text editor, and this one here should be a button. Okay, so this is basically how this works. And if you click back on this, you have the whole menu, and then you can insert anything you want right up into your content here. Okay, so let's go back on top now, and we have our main heading section here. So this is our hero section. So if you click on this, as you can see, we can't edit this section from here. So what we need to do for this, basically, this is a slider which will display different pages, the content of different pages. So for this, let me show you how this works. So if we go back to our WordPress dashboard, back to our pages. So this is our home page right here. As you can see, our Elementor homepage. And just underneath, we have family-oriented camping, relax in this beautiful and friendly environment, and then welcome to Camp Terra. So let's go to our homepage, and as you can see, you have welcome to Camp Terra. We have a family-oriented camping, and we also have relax in this beautiful and friendly environment. So basically, those 3 pages here are the same as the content that will be displayed here in the front end in our slider section. So let's edit this one here, welcome to Camp Terra. So now this one is using a different page builder. This one is called Gutenberg. So this is the built-in page builder in WordPress. So all the features are roughly the same. It's just a different way of displaying things. And again, this is roughly like a word processing. All you have to do is just to highlight this and maybe change the title, and then you can type your text right here. Okay, so you can see here on top we have this section here. So this is basically the excerpt. So this is what will display right here, as you can see. Okay, so this is the before the fold and then the after the fold. So the rest of the content will only be visible, so this part here, if someone clicks on more info, and then it will display the full content of this page. So basically you'll have to put just a short sentence here on top, which will display right there, and everything else you can put underneath, and you can add as much content as you want. Now we have a picture here, as you can see, the background image. So where is this one? We're going to featured image right there, and you can replace this image with another one. So let's click on this. So you can select your file and upload a new file. Now let's go back to the media library. I just want to mention something. As you can see, this image is 1960 by 690 pixels. So make sure that when you upload an image, it is the same size, obviously, you know. Or if you are replacing those 3 different pages with 3 new images, make sure that all the 3 images are the same size as well. Okay, so that's basically it. And then once you're happy enough, click update, and that's basically it for this section. So we can close this now. As you can see, we've taken care of our header. So let's go back to our page now, and let's take care of our next section here, which is this one. So if you click on this one is a shortcode. So this is our booking system. So like mentioned earlier, we have the unit type, but we can add as many attributes as we want in that form as well. So let me show you how we can insert any types of attributes as well. So what is a shortcode? Well, a shortcode will pull out information from a different plugin or a different feature from the same website into Elementor and display it right here. So this is what we have. This is a booking form, and this is calling a different feature from the website. So we need to set this up. As you can see, there's a bit of text right here. So as you can see, this is showing us that this is a search feature, and it is in dark mode because of a dark background. And then we have the attributes here. As you can see, attributes, we have unit type. Okay, so let's go back to our WordPress dashboard for a second, and we go into accommodations and then attributes. So as you can see, we have this term here, the slug name. Okay, so this is unit unit-type. And if you go back here, it says unit-type. Now we could add amenities as well. So if you were to copy this, so Control C, and if I go back here and put a comma followed by this term, as you can see now we have the amenities as part of our search feature as well, our booking form here, okay? And this is why I mentioned earlier that you can create as many attributes as you want to help your visitors to narrow down their searches to exactly what they need. So as you can see here, now we have unit type, and we also have the type of amenities. So maybe someone might be looking for an RV, and they want to make sure that you have toilet and showers available. And this is basically what they're focusing on, and this is what they'll find, okay? And this is basically how you can customize your booking form. And as always, don't forget to click update for each changes that you make, okay? So let's go down the page now. So basically here, all the content that you will see on this page is easily customizable, and you can edit this by just clicking on it. So if you wanted to change this title here, all you have to do is just click on this. And as you can see, it says about Campterra Camp, but you can change this to something else and just type your content here. So maybe best camping site in Ireland or something like this, okay? And then you can do the same with the bottom text here. As you can see, this is just like a word processing. You can type ahead, and this is basically going to reflect here in the front end, okay? Now we have a button here, so let's click on this. So as you can see, this is a button feature. So clearly this is going to redirect your visitors to another page on your website. So this is the text here, more info, you can tweak this around. And this is the page that you want to link it to. So if you go to our website here, and let's say if you wanted to redirect this to the About Us page, so just click on the page itself. You can select the full URL here, Control C, go back to here, and then you can paste it right there just like this, okay? And click update, and that's basically it. So this is one way of doing it, or you can use the slug as well. So if you go back to all the pages, this is our About Us page. So if you click on Quick Edit, as you can see, we have the slug here, and the slug is about. So this is what we had before, you know? So you can just put the slug here, and this will work fine as well. And to edit your images, all you have to do is just to click on the pencil here and then change the image. Again, all you have to do is just to click on the image itself. You can either select another image from your media library or upload your own image by clicking Select File. Okay, so let's scroll down our page now, and here we have what is called the special features. So this is where you will emphasize all the main attractive points about your campsite, obviously. So you might be providing restrooms and showers, maybe a campfire, bike rental and all that. So whatever you think is of main interest to whoever's going to travel all the way to your campsite, what they'd be interested in, you'll probably have to emphasize this right here. As you can see, we have lovely icons as well next to it. So let me show you how you can change this one, for instance. So we have restrooms and showers. So if you click on this, so this is a three-part element. So you have the title, which is this here. We have the content, which is underneath. And then we have the icon. So if you click on this, you can easily change the icon by selecting any of these. So as you can see by the name here, we have shopping cart. So if I was to click on this, I would display a shopping cart. Now, clearly, this is not really what we're after. A shower is probably better, but you have loads of them to choose from, obviously, you know, depending on what you're looking for. So as you can see, we have a coffee mug, a clipboard, what do we have here? Coins, etc., etc. So maybe you do currency exchange or things like this. You might change and add this right here in your front end. Again, this is just to emphasize the main features, the attractive point of your campsite. And as you can see in the middle, you have this picture here. So if you click on this, you can also replace that image with another one. Now, just make sure when you upload the picture that the picture is a PNG file, so that you remove all the background. As you can see, this is a clear background, and so it will blend in perfectly. Okay, next we have our site and rates. So these are basically the main important part of your business. So this is the different pitches that you have available for rental. So as you can see, you have the RV, caravan, and so on. So this will display automatically based on what we set up in the backend. So if we go back to our backend now, let me show you very quickly. If we go back to accommodation, accommodation types, remember we set up camping tent, caravan, and RVs. And this is what we have right here. So we have RVs, page, caravan, and camping tent. Okay. So basically here, this is a new type of element. So if we click on this, on the left hand side, we have all the different settings to configure and customize this section here. So as you can see, we have the title. At the moment, we have camping RV. So you can decide whether or not you want to show it. As you can see, if I say no, there is no title displaying. So you have to guess what it is by the image itself, which is pretty self-explanatory, obviously, you know. So this is really up to you if you want to show it or not. And you can do the same with everything else. So you can change the image. Do you want to show the gallery if there's more than one image? Do you want to display the price immediately on your homepage? Yes or no? If you don't want to, you can hide it, and so on and so on. Okay. So again, all that information will be fetched from the database immediately and displayed here on your homepage directly from the accommodation types that we set up earlier on. Okay. So you don't have to do anything else. Basically, this will be done automatically for you and displayed in a very professional manner, like you can see now on screen. Okay, so next, let's go to our next section here. As you can see, we have the camping activities. So these are all the different activities that we set up in the backend again. So let me show you. If we go back here and we go into activities, we had 6 of them in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And there they are. Okay. They're all displaying here. So again, if you click on this, this is a different element. And this one says short code. So again, a short code, it's a feature that will allow you to fetch information from a different feature on the same website. And as you can see, as part of this short code, we can limit the amount of columns. So at the moment we have 3 of them, but maybe you want to change this and set it to 2. As you can see, you now have 2 columns, so bigger images, obviously, you know, or you can just leave it the way it was, maybe 3. So again, this is really up to you, whichever you prefer, you know. So let's scroll down the page, and here we are now at our park map. Okay, so if we hover on top, so as you can see, this is our main section, and then we have 2 different columns here. So we have this one here and that one. Okay, so here this is basically text, so you can change the text very easily to something else. And now this is our map itself. So let's click on this. So to set this up, basically, first thing first is to upload the image, the background image here, as you can see. So this is the image itself. As you can see, this is our campsite. So you can upload any size image you want. It doesn't have to be an actual map like this one. Let me show you. I went on Google here and I found these ones. So it could be a map like this as well. It could be an illustration. This is fine as well, you know, because we can add our hotspots ourselves, you know. So once you have your image, your background image uploaded, you have to add those hotspots here. So basically this is to indicate where this is located, and we can have the text. So let's go back to our home page here very quickly. Let's scroll down. Let's have a quick look. So basically when you hover on top, you can see it will display, this is the dump station. This is the Loop C, camping for caravan places. This is for RVs and so on and so on. And you can see this is Route 95. So you know exactly where you're coming from and where you need to stop. So this is basically what we need to do here, okay? So they're basically all located here by the side. So let me show you how you can add a new one. So let's say if I wanted to add a marker here on the Loop A title here, exactly there, okay? So what I can do is just to click Add Item. So let's scroll down the page now. So let's put it here, let's say test, for instance, okay? So this is the one. This one has been added right in the middle. So 50-50. So this is 50-50, okay? 50x and 50y in position. So let's try to move this around maybe to 10. Let me try 10. Yeah, 10 should be fine. Let's try 10. And then let's try maybe 30 here. You might have to adjust that. As you can see, 30, I'm not quite there. So I have to increase the value a little bit. And as you can see, our dot here is moving along. So we're nearly there. Okay, 38. And you might have to bring this up a little bit. There you go. Now we bang on just on top of Loop A. So this is basically how you can add a new hotspot on your map. And then you can define as well the kind of action you want to go with it. So as you can see, if we hover, it will show up the image just next to it on this one. This one, it will show on top, and so on and so on if we hover, you know. So as you can see here, display tooltip, if you click on it, always on hover. So let's click on hover. So if I was to hover on this one now in the front end, it will display. Where do you want to display? On top, the right, left, or bottom? So let's select on the left, okay, and let's update. Now let's go to the home page and let's refresh. So this is our new hotspot that we added. So if I hover on top, as you can see, it will display on the left and it will display our content that says test. So that's it basically. Okay, so let's take care of the rest of our page. So if we scroll down now, as you can see, we have the recent news. So this is basically the blog post. So WordPress is famous for this, as being a blogging platform, as you can see with post IDs. So where are these now? If we go back to your WordPress dashboard and scroll down here, you will find all the posts located right there. So as you can see, there's quite a few here by default, part of the demo. We can delete all of them, create as many as you want, and basically they will end up being displayed here in the front end. So let's find this one here. Enjoy an awesome time with us. And where is this one here? There it is. So let's click on this. And as you can see, this is again using the Gutenberg page builder, page editor. So this is our main featured image. As you can see, this is the image itself, and this is the content of our blog. So if you go on the home page now, if you were to click on any of this, if you click on that, you'll end up opening the blog itself, your post, and you can read the whole content. Okay, so very easy and very simple to use. Now, as you can see here, you can limit how many posts you want to display, and what you have to do basically is to enter the post ID. As you can see, you have 1, 2, 3 of them. So how do you know which post ID it is, and where can you find this? Okay, so let's go back here and let's say we have enjoy an awesome time with us. If I hover here, as you can see at the bottom of the page, it says post equals 41. Okay, so now if you go back here, this is the one here, we have post 41. Okay, and you can add as many as you want. And then you can define how many posts you want to display in total. So if you want to add 6 different IDs, you might want to increase this to 6. Okay, so let's scroll down the page now. As you can see, we've subscribed to our newsletter section. So it's a bit faded here, but anyways, this is a Mailchimp form basically. And also you can, if you have Mailchimp, you can use it immediately here. Again, this is using a shortcode, but you will have to insert your API key to enable it. So let me show you how you can do that. So we go back to our WordPress dashboard. This time we're going to settings and then Mailchimp. And right here, you're going to paste your API key. So let's do this. Okay. And click Save Changes. Okay. So as you can see now, this is activated. And now we can synchronize this with one of our list. So let's click on Synchronize. There you go. So that's all done now. So don't forget to click Save Changes. And that's it. Now we have our Mailchimp settings activated. So if we go back to our home page, so let's scroll down. As you can see, it's not enabled at the moment, but if we refresh, now it will show up. As you can see, now you can subscribe immediately to your mailing list. So this is very, very convenient again, and it's very nice to fetch customers' details and email address so you can send them marketing items throughout the year, maybe in special offers. Okay, so next, let's scroll down the page, and now we have our details here. So contact details and our location with Google Maps. So basically for our details here, all you have to do is just to click on it and simply change your contact details right here. And you can change the icon as well, the same way we did earlier on by clicking on this drop-down menu. Now for the Google Maps, it's slightly different. So let's click on this. And what you're going to do is to basically type your location right here. So this is Mount Spokane, sorry. So this is basically a well-known location. So we'll find this immediately. Now, if you were to type something else here, let's say, I don't know, let's say maybe Grand Canyon Skywalk or something like this. This is a famous attraction as well. And there you go, it's showing up immediately. And then you can zoom in and zoom out as well. So as you can see, this is to zoom out. And if you go the other way, it is to zoom in. Okay. So you might want to select this based on your preferences, but basically it's just to help your visitors to find direction to your campsite. And finally, we have our footer section. Now the footer section and the header section, so our menu section here, you can't edit this from Elementor. So for this, we'll have to go back to our WordPress dashboard. Okay, so for this, let's go into Appearance and then Customize. And let's do this step by step. So as you can see, first we're going to take care of our heading section here on top. So first is our logo. So next to our logo, if you hover, you have a small pencil. Click on this and this is where you can change your logo. So to change your logo, all you have to do is to click change logo, upload a new logo. So I'm just going to select Mr. Web Reviews for now. Click select, skip cropping, and that's it. Your logo is right here. Now, as you can see, the logo is quite big, isn't it? So what we need to do basically now is to resize the logo. So we can click on change logo, go back to your media library, select the image we just uploaded, and now we're going to click on edit image. So it's going to open a new tab. And as you can see, we have a scale feature here. So now we can change the size of our logo. So let's try maybe 250 maybe. Okay, very good. And now we can click update. And this is going to save our file. So now we can close this. So if we go back here, close this one. Don't forget to click publish and then refresh your page. And as you can see now, our logo has been resized. Now, next to it, you have all these details, contact details, your phone number, working hours, and your email address, and a book now button as well. So how can you change these? Very simply, we're going to theme options and then header options. And this is where all that information is located. So as you can see here, it says contact phone. So this is what you have here, contact phone. But maybe you want to change this maybe to contact us. Okay, just like this, very simply. And this is the contact number. Back next to it, we have a button here. So this is the one here at the bottom. And again, you can change the text here to something else. And then you can insert the link where you want this to go. So this is a book now button. So let's go back to our home page here. Let's click on campsite. So this is the booking page. So maybe you want to use this as your landing page for this button. So if you add the link here, let's click publish. Now let's go back to our home page and let's click on this button. And as you can see, it's going to bring us to that page. So very easy for your visitors to know what to do on your website. Now let's scroll down the page. This is our last section. This is the footer section. So how can you change this? Again, all you have to do to change your logo here, click on that. And again, this is an image. So as you can see, we cannot change this from here because all these different sections here are widgets. So where can we change this? Okay, for this, we go back to our WordPress dashboard. We go into appearance and then widgets. And from here, this is where all these different widgets are located. So basically, if you scroll down, you can see our footer 1, footer 2, footer 3, footer 4. So let me show you here in the front end very quickly. So this is footer 1, footer 2, footer 3, and footer 4. It's divided in 4 different sections. So let's click on this one. Let's open this. As you can see, this is where the logo is and the text, phone number, and fax number. And this is exactly what this is. So this is footer 1. So to edit this, basically all you have to do again is just to click on top and you can change the content. You can add a new media or you can type here whatever text, maybe a short about us sentence. Okay, so let's have a look at the second one, footer 2. So this is basically a menu section. So this is a bit different again. So for this, we'll have to open a new page, which is the menu section. So let's right click on this, open in a new tab. So let's go back here. And this is where all the footer section menus are located. So if you click on this, you have footer 1, footer 2, and you have your primary menu as well. So let's click on footer 1. Let's click select. And this is the content of our menu section. So we have soccer drills, horse riding, a beginner's guide to hiking and recreational fishing. And if you look, this is exactly what we have. You have soccer drill, horse riding, beginner's guide to hiking and recreational fishing. Now let's have a look at footer 2. Let's click select. And this one says upcoming event, annual event, submit and meetings. And this is basically this one here. So this is section menu 1 and this is menu 2. Okay, and now you can change these around and add whatever you want. Basically by the side here, you can add all the pages, post, you can have custom links or even post categories. So if you wanted to add a page to your menu section, very easy. All you have to do is to tick the page you want to add, click add to menu, and there it is. And then you can reorganize this based on your own personal requirements. You can change them around. So basically you could have this one first and then move them along as you need. So if you click save menu now, if you go back to the home page, let's refresh. And as you can see now we have contact us that's been added to this section. So if we go back to our widget section here, as you can see, we have recent news. We have the footer 3 here, activities, and footer 4, these are the events. So if you click on this, as you can see, you can select the footer that you want to display. As you can see here, we have footer 2, which is the one we just changed, but you can change this to something else as well. So let's put here quick links or something like this. If I click update and let's refresh, as you can see now it says quick links and we have the contact us that's been added. So this is basically how you can customize your footer section. And finally, let me show you how to change your main menu section here. Again, we go into the menus. We select primary menu, select. And as you can see, this is what we have here. We have home, campsite, activities, news, page. And we have home, campsite, activities, news, pages. Okay. So this is basically the exact same principle. So if you wanted to remove those pages here, you can basically click on this. You can bulk select them all, just like that, and then click remove selected items. Now you can reorganize them as well. Maybe you want the about us to be first, okay? And let's click save. So let's have a quick look now. Let's refresh our page. As you can see, we have those pages now exactly the same way. We reorganize them with the about us just after home. Now you can change things around a little bit as well. So if you were to add an indentation like this would be the main menu. This would be the sub menus. Okay, so let's click save menu. Let's have a quick refresh. And as you can see, we have home, about, and now as a subsection, you have campsite and activities. Okay, so this is how easy you can create and change your menu section. And again, you can easily add anything you want, any pages, by just ticking this box here and add it to menu. So as you can see now, we've added the testimonials. So maybe you can put this next to the about us section, and let's click save. So now I'm going to show you how to configure your contact page, create your contact form, link it to your email address, and we're going to cover very quickly themes and testimonials as well, since we just added that to our menu section now. Okay, so let's take care of the testimonials first. So if we go back here and refresh, as you can see, testimonials being added here. Let's click on that. And these are all the testimonials of your happy and satisfied customers. This is very important, obviously, marketing-wise. People like to hear what others have to say about your place, your campsite, and this will help them make a decision, obviously, whether or not they should stay there. So basically here, you go back to this section here, testimonials, and this is where you can create all these different testimonials. So let's open this one, James Collins. So basically what you're going to do is to put the name, type in the content of your testimonials. You might put the location here as an excerpt and put the image of the person. When they come in, you can snatch a picture with your phone, upload it onto your website, and that's basically it. Now, please bear in mind that these should be real testimonials. Obviously, don't make this up. People can smell that from a distance when they fake, So please only ask your real existing customers when they come on site. Put a real picture of them in front of their caravan, or maybe in front of their tent, maybe next to you even, just to show that this is really testimonial has been taken from a real customer. Okay, so this is very important. Again, I'm not here to tell you what to do. You can put whatever you want, but this is the way I would do it anyways. Now let's have a look at our team now. So this is basically where you're going to add images and content about who's working within your business, your company, your campsite, and all that, because people like to put a face, an image on a name, And if you go into the About Us section and scroll down the page, you will find this section here, which is called Our Team. So as you can see, you can add as many people as you want. So maybe it's a family-run business. Maybe you could have yourself, your husband, and maybe your son or daughter that's working with you, which is very nice. People like to see who they will be, who they meet basically when they get on site, and who will be looking after them, And this is where you can create these as well. So basically, same principle as the testimonials. Just click on the name. You can put your name here, a small description, an excerpt, and your picture here. Okay, very good. So finally, let's take care of our contact page. So let's go back here very quickly. Let's click on contact. And as you can see, you have all your contact details. You have your Google Maps here for people to find you. And you have a contact form as well. So I'm going to show you how to tweak this around. So let's go back to pages. This time we're going to open the contact page, which is this one. As you can see, this is an Elementor page. So we're going to click on edit with Elementor. And again, if you want to change the content of your page, all you have to do is to hover on top of the section that you want to edit, click on it, and then you can change the content and click update once you're done. With Google Maps, same principle again. Click on it. You can put your location right here. So let's say maybe the Grand Canyon. Okay, just like this. So you will find it. And there you go. This is our location. And always don't forget to click update. Now let's scroll down the page and we have to send a message. So let's click on this. And there you go. As you can see, it is using a short code. So this is from the Contact Form 7 plugin. So for this, we have to go back to our WordPress dashboard. We're going to contact. And as you can see, we have two different forms here. So let me close this very quickly. So contact form 1, contact form 1. So which one is it exactly? So let's go back here. As you can see, it's using the Contact Form 7 ID 6 and it's named Contact Form 1. So if you go back here, so this is the one, Contact Form ID 6, Contact Form 1. So this is the one we can edit. So let's click on edit. And this is where you can make sure that this email is going to reach you. So if you click on mail here, as you can see, it will be sent to the site admin email. So this is going to basically fetch the email address that you use when you installed WordPress. Now, if you want this to reach you to another email address, you can just remove this and type in your email address here immediately. So hello@mrwebreviews.com, for instance. And if you click save, that's it. If I fill out the form in the front end, I will get the email sent to this email address. So let's try this together. So let's go to the contact form. Let me refresh and let's fill this out very quickly. So let's say something like this, maybe John Doe and johndoe@gmail.com. This is a test and this is the content of my message. So let's submit this. Very good. As you can see, we get a confirmation message that says, thank you for your message. It has been sent. Now let me open this in my mailbox. So there you go. As you can see, this is the email I received. So Camtera, this is a test. So this is the subject. This is a test from John Doe, and his email address is john.doe@gmail.com. And I can easily reply to this email and he will receive the information he's asking for. So there you go, guys. This is how you can create a beautiful website to run your camping site and get online bookings very easily.